Live on Joy News today with me, Daniel Daza. Now, Ejura MP Mohammed Brima says the report of the three-member committee that investigated the violence there should have recommended the removal of the regional minister. He says the recommendation for the removal of just the MCE is not enough. He tells Joy News they are dissatisfied with the recommendations. Let's go live and speak with Joseph Opoku-Gakpo. Now, Joseph, you were speaking with the Member of Parliament. What more did he say? Right, Joseph Opoku-Gakpo joins us shortly. Meanwhile, we know that the three-member Justice Kingsley Kumsin Committee, or Justice Kumsin Committee, pardon me, presented their report which recommended, among other things, the removal of the Municipal Chief Executive for Ejura Secretary Dumase Mohammed Brima. Now, we know that Mr. Brima has already indicated he would not be contesting for the position of MCE. He withdrew his application for the position of MCE. Even before the committee made that recommendation, they also said that some sanctions are preferred against specific persons. Let's get details of that from Joseph Opoku-Gakpo. Joseph, what more did we learn from Mr. Brima?
Well, the MP says that from the details that he is gathering, the committee has recommended, among others, that sanctions should be applied against the MC for the area, who he says is a small fish in the whole scheme of things. The Ejura MP says there's also been recommendations that sanctions should apply to the military officials who are not on the ground. And for him, these two recommendations are not far-reaching enough. He argues that when you look at these two special recommendations, there are military people who gave the directive in terms of the set deployment of military people to the area. And as far as he's concerned, the chairman of the Regional Security Council, the Ashanti Regional Minister, Simon Osaimensah, is also the individual who did the deployment of the military people, which ended up in the two deaths in question. And so he's asking that sanctions be applied against the Regional Minister as well, apart from the MC that the report is recommending, that he be sanctioned. And, he makes the point that they in Nigeria want to see a recommendation of the committee's report and an avoidance of a situation where it will be shelved under the carpet, as he claims, like the IR Work and Commission's report of shelved under the carpet.
Right. Right, Joseph, what else is happening on the floor of Parliament?
President of Angola will be in Parliament by 2 p.m. He's actually in Ghana on a state visit, He's expected to address the Parliament of Ghana. So that's expected around 2 p.m. This morning around 11 a.m., the meeting of the committee that's probing the Sputnik contract issue began a meeting around 11 a.m. today to deliberate on what the way forward should be. Their time in order for them to submit their report has already gone past, but the indication is that the report before Friday, and so because of this fine-tuning that particular report in order to get it presented to the floor.
How will the fact that Parliament is going on recess this weekend affect the work of the Sputnik V committee?
From what we're gathering, they are virtually done with the necessary interrogations and the writing of the report. We gather that there is a bit of a disagreement in terms of the recommendations that should come from the committee, with some of the specific things disputed, holding off both sides. We will have to gather that if these disagreements will persist, you can expect a minority report separate from what the chairman of the committee will be presenting. And so we gather that it's at this meeting today that the fine details will be firmed out in order to allow for a decision on what the way forward will be.
Right. Joseph, I'm curious. I did see earlier that there are those who are calling for the removal of Kwabena Mintah Kando from the committee, from his position as vice chairman. Is that the case? Can you hear me, Joseph? Right. You're live on Joy News today. Parliament is concluding a debate on the mid-year budget review presented to the House by the Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta. The leaders are now taking their turn to debate the content of the document. Let's go back to Joseph for those details. Joseph, tell us more about this debate on the mid-year budget review.